Hey, do you have any plans today? Oh no, I was just wondering if we can buddy read something today.
Sometimes stay for a while, even in my dreams, come show me how. One fateful moment to change into condolence. I knew that I had to push on through, but all I could do was just cry.
Of course, he's going to pick option 2.
But all I could do was just cry. A week-long trip down memory lane, guilt enough to drive me insane. I knew that I had to push
My sister.
on through.
No. You fucked up. My boy is falling. You see that there? That's the first line. It is falling.
All I could do was just cry.
Hi friends, how are you? Welcome back to my channel. And as you have seen so far, I am attempting to do something a little bit different today. I want to see if I can do a more casual video on this channel. And so at first I thought I would do a reading vlog for Draco Malfoy and the mortifying ordeal of being in love, but then I didn't really know how to make 10 minutes of me just being on my bed sitting in front of a computer screen interesting. And so I kind of like set up for this chit-chatty aesthetic type of vlog, if you can even say that. And what you have seen in the past couple of minutes was me in my devouring state when it comes to fanfiction. And let me back up a little bit and give you a little bit of context of what happened. So I graduated officially from my master program just this past weekend, and now for the foreseeable future I have an ample amount of time and very little to do. So I decided that it is the best time for me to pick up a bigger piece of dramione work to enjoy. And I see that everyone in the fandom cannot stop raving about Draco Malfoy and the mortifying ordeal of being in love. It's kind of like this newest kid on the block, and so naturally I want to check it out, right? So I read the synopsis, and let me tell you, it's just right down my lane. It is exactly what I want to read at the moment. And so yesterday I did just that. Until 3 in the morning today, I did not drop that fic. I didn't do anything yesterday except going to the gym and read the damn fiction. And so far, I find myself only having praises for the story. Everything about it is perfect, mind you. And now I am quite happy with how the story turned out so far. I am on chapter 20, I think, so just past the halfway mark. But I want to hold off on any opinion because I want to rate this story as a whole, because already I can tell that it is a masterpiece and it will make its way into my top favorite dramione of all time. I also want to talk to you guys about some of the dramione work that I have read recently. I think I have shared in the first video that I ever posted on this channel that I spent the last 6 months of the year 2021 just reading through dramione work day in day out non-stop. And so after that whole period of overindulging, I find myself needing to take a break from dramione because I didn't find any story interesting at that point anymore. And so after a very long break, I decided to read The Disappearances of Draco Malfoy this past April. And let me tell you, I was so emotional when I finished the story. Because with me, I find myself always over consume the thing I love to the point where I get sick of it and then never touching it again. But then when I finish The Disappearances of Draco Malfoy, I find myself still thoroughly enjoy Dramione, and I still can see the spark and the joy that I get from reading Dramione fanfiction. And I want to say that I live by the general opinions about The Disappearances of Draco Malfoy. It should hands down be the official 7th book in the Harry Potter series, and I find everything about this story perfect. The writing, the characterization, the development, and the plot line. But I do find that everyone in here is a little bit too civil toward each other. I was expect a little bit more hostility toward the beginning of the story, but regardless, it was a perfect read, and I feel like it's kind of like a soft landing for me before I plunge myself back into the whole madness. So I think the story will always have a special place in my heart for kind of like being the gateway to get me back into my madness. And then right after I finished The Disappearances of Draco Malfoy, one of you guys, my viewer, has left a comment saying that I should start on the Right and Wrong series by Love Pizza ASAP. And the reason why I have been stalling on reading it for so long is because I picked up the auction a long time ago and couldn't really get into the story. I think I DNF it about a third or a quarter into the story because I just wasn't feeling it, and it never crossed my mind that I should probably read the first 2 work before I start the auction. And so the viewer has pointed out exactly that, and I took her advice and head over and read the right thing to do. And I have finished the story for a couple weeks now, and I still don't know what to say or how to feel about this story. On one hand, I was really in love with the writing, and I believe this is Love Pizza, a fast fiction, and to write like that on the first try is just mind-blowing. She's very talented, and I have to give that to her. I also love the characterization of the side characters in here, but unfortunately I wasn't really into Hermione, Draco, or their development in this. I feel like there was just a lot of miscommunication and withholding of information, and I think that is the nature of their relationship. But I expect it to have like a turning point at some point in the story, and I couldn't really feel that, especially when she was confronting him for using her name to get people to sign on to his company. They couldn't really talk it out. They just have so much up-pent emotions and frustration in them that they just, you know, raw at each other and come onto each other. And I feel like after that point on, everything they do was just sex. And I just wish that I can see more of their soft touches, like hand holding or hair touching, things like that. But in this story, I feel like they were just wanting to devour each other the second that they lay eyes on each other. And so after that, I was kind of frustrated. I want to start All the Wrong Thing right away, and I did just that. And I'm kind of like 12 or 13 chapters into the story, I want to say, and all that Draco thinks about is having sex with Hermione, and it doesn't answer my questions. So I'm kind of like taking a pause from the story in general, and maybe we'll give it a try and come back to it later and see if my feelings about the story have changed. I wanted to love the series so much, but I just cannot get into the story, and I'm sorry to say so because I know that it's favorite for many of you guys, but really I just cannot feel it. I'd rather remain in the Ranger private collection.
I'm starting to fade, feel lost in a way. Should I even stay? But I know I can't go, and I know I'll say no if they tell me to.
This is the first story that I have read that include all the fan arts here, and it's just so pretty.
Nobody really worries, too afraid to ask for that.
I finished the story, and I just realized that the author's pen name is This Self-Care? And I want to tell her that yes, this is definitely self-care, and what I was doing for the past 2.5 days is not an unhealthy obsession at all. It was just self-care. And before I proceed any further, can we collectively take a moment to appreciate the amount of effort that the author has put into this story? I cannot imagine the amount of research that you have to do to put together a storyline like this, the knowledge that she has on the pagan holidays, the medical fields, sorcery, magic. everything was just mind-blowing to me. I feel so honored to be able to read a story like this, and it almost feels like a privilege to me that I was on the receiving end of such a masterpiece. I know that I said it was such a masterpiece so many times in all of my videos, but this is just such a masterpiece. Apart from, you know, all of that knowledge, I will never be able to turn out a Draco point of view rom-com story ever. And in this story, it was done so masterfully. It shows his feelings, his thought, his everything. And next, I want to talk about the characterization. We will not talk about Draco and Hermione in this because it's just top notch. It is just perfect. And I love me a story with two smart ass idiots in love working toward a common goals. And in this case, they went on many adventures together. They save each other's ass every time, and it is a galore. It is a galore for me. I will stop at that. Now, moving on to the side characters, I love the elf and Narcissa in this. The character of Narcissa in here kind of remind me of Narcissa in With Elegance, Narcissa Malfoy. If you have ever read that one shot, she kind of give me that rich auntie vibe who live abroad and is mysterious and only show up at family functions to vibe, just vibe. And the elves, Henriette and Toby, are just precious, and I love the conversation that Draco had with two of them at the end of the story where he was about to do the big deed of his. It just makes me feel like they have such a strong bond together, and it shows kind of like the characters of Draco through the elf's eye as well. Now, their friends Theo, Ron, Harry, everyone in the ensemble just make me feel like I want to be a part of their friend group. You know, they're just so cool and vibey, and I love that we get to see their characters through Draco's eye, and it is perfectly done. Like the characterization of the side character was told from Draco's point of view, so it has that Draco opinion on top of everything, and I just love that. Next, we will talk about the detail, but we will not go into details because I will just melt down into a puddle right here and will not be able to talk to you. What kind of story is this? This is just top-notch perfection. Like I have said it before, that I find it really difficult to talk about the things I love because I feel like it is just beyond me to say anything at all. But in here, it's just a galore for someone like me who is a sucker for the interaction. First of all, they spend a lot of time together in this story, and they are just the details are just crazy, and it speaks so loudly of their love for each other, even though they only said the word I love you twice, like once for each of them. In the 200,000 word story, there was only 6 words indicating their love for each other, but everything else that they do, it's just so voluminous, you know, like so tangible, even like you can touch it, you can feel it. This story will definitely end up on my top all-time favorite Dramione. And the last thing that I want to say about this story is if I were able to bound my fanfiction, this will be among the ones that will be displayed on my bookshelves. And if you have watched until this point of my video and haven't read Draco Malfoy and the Mortifying Ordeal of Being in Love, what are you waiting for? Just drop everything right now, exit out of my video, fuck me. Go ahead and read the story. You can come back and berate to me later. You can come back and be a fangirl to me. I feel like I need to let all of my emotions about this story out before I become... Okay, I am calm, cool, collected now. That is the end of my video, and I hope that you have a good time hanging out with me, buddy read this story with me, have a discussion on Dramione in general with me in this video. If you have read the story and want to have a discussion with me, please comment down below. I love a bestie talk with you. If you haven't, please also do so and come back and have a bestie talk with me later. And I will see you guys in my next video. Maybe it will be less unhinged than this one.